Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. What is going on? So, the big question on a lot of people's minds are, especially if you're in California, is are Uber and Lyft really going to shut down or are they going to continue operating? And that's what we're going to be talking about, but I also want to know what you guys are thinking about. So that's why I went live with this, because I want to know what you are thinking, whether they're going to shut down and they're going to cease operations. Then are they going to continue on? I want to know what you guys think. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And then also clarifying what is going to go on with UberEATS, because a lot of questions I've been getting is that if UberEATS is actually going to be able to continue operating or not. Will it fall under rideshare? Will it fall under Uber, because Uber is the one who is getting sued by the state of California? What's going on, Dylan? What's going on, Lisa? Daz, what is up? Darren, how you doing? Again, this is a live stream, so anybody who is watching the after of the live stream, we're pretty much just going to stick to this topic today because I do have to record another video for tomorrow, at least tonight, so I can get that done because I have a lot of crazy things going on over the next couple of days. But yes, I want to hear what your thoughts. First, is Uber and Lyft going to shut down in California on August 21st, which is this Friday? Are they going to cease operations, pretty much destroying their rideshare business in the state of California until either election time, either they win the appeal and can continue operating as is, or are they going to have to change their models? Or are they just going to continue operating? I want to know what you think. Now, first, let's start with UberEATS. UberEATS is part of Uber, but in California, they already said that if they were to shut down, that UberEATS is going to be okay. So anybody in California who is pretty much doing UberEATS, you are going to be okay as a driver, being a delivery driver, and continuing operating, continuing making some sort of income while Uber and Lyft may actually be shut down. So that is to clarify that right off the bat. Will this affect other states? No, this is only in California right now, but it could affect other states if they are trying to pass legislation that is very similar to AB 5 and went into law. New York State is one of those states. They actually have it both in the Assembly and the Senate in New York State, but because of this whole pandemic, it pretty much hit the back burner. They wanted to pass this prior to, I think it was in March, but then when everything got shut down, that's what ended up happening. They put it on the back burner. New Jersey is another state that is looking at it because they just hit Uber with a fine for $650 million about 2 months ago now or something like that. So this could have an impact on other states, but currently right now, no, it's not going to have any other impact elsewhere, just California, because California made that injunction on last week, Monday. And that means that the state court system said that they have to reclassify drivers as employees instead of continuing as independent contractors. And this is why Uber and Lyft have said, well, we might have to shut down because we can't actually get our drivers to be employees. There's a lot of things we need to do in order to be able to do that. And they just don't want to do it. So that is what's going on there. What's up, Jim? How you doing? Raymond, how you doing? But yeah, so again, UberEATS going to be okay. So if you're a driver in California, you'll be fine. No worries. You can still continue going out there. The only thing is, it's probably going to be coming to the delivery food system very soon because DoorDash was also hit with a lawsuit from California, and they're probably going to be looking at an injunction as well to try to follow suit as they're doing with Uber and Lyft. So again, like I said, UberEATS is okay for now, as long as what they said and all the news articles that I've been reading. But going on, Instacart probably, well, Instacart I haven't heard anything yet. From what I know, Instacart is still okay to operate. It's just going to be Uber and Lyft rideshare business right now, only because that is what the state is really going after for the time being. They are going to probably be hitting these other companies. I don't know if they have to do it one by one or if they're just going to do, we're doing rideshare right now, we're doing delivery, food delivery now, and then we're going to do shopping next. I don't exactly know how they're going to do that in terms of what the Attorney General and some other areas are doing. So I don't have those answers for you, but I believe Instacart is going to be okay for the time being. Instacart actually is probably the easiest one to transfer over to becoming an employee because they already have it set up that way, where any of the shoppers that are in-store shoppers are technically already employees. So it's going to be pretty easy to try to do that, at least in that terms, because they pretty much have the system set up and ready to go. So I think if they were a company that had to make that change, they would probably be doing it very quickly and without really much of a hassle. But again, I don't really know. That's just me trying to come about a lot of the things that I've been reading about these types of things. Oh crap, I forgot to update my Stream Elements bot. My bad. Why have they been hit with lawsuits, Crystal? Essentially, it's because a lot of states want to reclassify drivers as employees instead of independent contractors. You could blame the drivers who are trying to fight this. You could blame the states trying to get tax revenue. There's a lot of different things here when it comes down to it. The only thing is, drivers have never really been able to have the voice in terms of what would be best for the drivers. So could that be something that is employee? Is it something that's going to stay independent contractor? Is it going to be best as this third classification that everybody is talking about? The answer is it's going to be up to everybody individually. If you had the option to be able to choose, that might be good. There's a lot of different things. What's up, Trickster? How you doing? Kevin, the last day to drive currently would be Thursday, August 20th. And again, this is only in California. This is not in the rest of the country or the world. This is only in California. So if you're in California, there could be a real possibility that when you open your app on Friday, August 21st, you may not be able to go online unless it's just for UberEATS. But again, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that that Uber and Lyft are going to shut down at least operations in California? Or do you think that they're just doing this as a scare tactic and fear-mongering to try to get the court to stop that issue or to continue them on as independent contractors until the whole debacle goes or November ballot with Prop 22? What do you guys think? That's what I want to know, because I'll give my opinion on what I think. Actually, I have given it on my other video talking about this. And I think that they probably will be looking at shutting down because they're trying to do everything they can not to have drivers as employees. They're trying to continue on as is, status quo, continuing as independent contractor. That is pretty much everything that they're trying to do. That's the whole push for this ballot initiative. That's the whole push for saying that they're going to shut down. I think that they actually could be doing it. Now, they really have one of four options that they could really kind of do over the next week. And the first one is they could win the appeal and be able to operate as is. So what ended up happening was on Monday last week, there was an injunction that was approved by the I forget what judges had done it. Oh my God. Something it was in the San Francisco court, and I can't remember what his name is, but he approved the injunction and said that Uber and Lyft have 10 days to change their drivers and reclassify them as employees instead of independent contractors, while the whole court system is going to be going through with the lawsuit of AB5 from the Attorney General and some of the cities that are partaking in that lawsuit. So they could essentially do something like that. Oh, Trickster, thanks, man. You have a live setup for 5 tomorrow. Shameless plug. If you join in, you have to talk. Love to Chelsea. All right, well, Trickster's doing a live stream tomorrow. What are you doing it on, Trickster? Put that in the comment, what you're going to be doing. They need to treat their drivers better if they stay in business. Yeah, yep. Spoken with hundreds of drivers in the Bay Area, and all of them said that employee. Yeah, you know, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people like the flexibility. A lot of people like, you know, what they're doing. This really is a few drivers who are trying to make these pushes. Now, you can argue, is there exploitation? Yeah, there is. I mean, it's the only company I've ever seen where you continue to see historical rates falling and falling and falling to what they are currently. So if you were driving years ago, you were living a much better life because you were making more money, you were doing well, you know, the 80-20 split, no upfront pricing, none of that. Everything was pretty much good when it came down to it. And then, you know, fast forward to today, they have the upfront pricing, at least in 49 out of the 50 states. They have reduced rates a substantial amount. So that's all playing together. So that's part of it. Then also, they do have a certain control. They've pitted riders against drivers. So you have a rider who can make a false complaint, and essentially they believe them for a free ride, for free delivery, whatever it might be. So there's a lot of issues there when it comes down to it. And they just don't treat drivers good. And so there's a lot of issues there. It's not just some easy peasy thing. There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of things going on when it comes down to it. So AB5 open forum for all gig workers. Okay, perfect. So yeah, if you want to check out Trickster's live stream tomorrow, it's an open forum for all gig workers. That's going to be great. Uber and Lyft are selfless. You mean selfish or selfless, Brian? Who cares about Uber and Lyft staying in business? Nothing is going to change if they don't take care of driver safety. Yeah, driver safety is a big thing. Why can't everybody be on an equal footing? They're putting all that into passenger safety, which I get. You know, you want to be safe when you're taking a ride, but there's a lot of safety already in place. And then what about the same thing? Why can't you have the verification process where you just snapshot your ID and then you know exactly who that person is? If you want to put in a fake name or a nickname or whatever after that, who cares? Doesn't matter. And then if you want to do third-party rides, the third party has to be verified in some way, some form. But in at least any way, even if they verified just the first rider, just the account holder, it's going to make finding other people a lot easier in the event something happens. Now, the problem is, even with safety measures that are changed or done or whatever it might be, some of these rides you see, they can just escalate very quickly. They can go from 0 to 100 in 0 time flat. So it can be a big thing there. There should be some sort of better training, at least for drivers. You know, one of the other things is self-defense classes you could look at doing, especially if you feel unsafe in any way, shape, or form. That's really going to be good because it'll put you more in charge. You'll feel like you can take care of any situation that may come about. And it's just going to put you one step forward over anybody else. And this is up to you to be able to do. So it's not going to be something Uber or Lyft are going to do. It's going to be something that you could try to do, which would be good as well, too. What will happen to the stock once Callie is left? It's going down right now. Activate self-defensive protection on YouTube. Yeah, you could look up different things. There's a lot of car self-defense videos out there. Obviously, having somebody who is trained on that and able to teach you right there in the car or around the car or something like that is going to be the best. That really is going to be something that's good because you're going to be able to do it over and over and over. You're going to be able to train properly. But yeah, there's a lot of videos out there that can kind of give you a little bit of more knowledge. The only thing is you want to make sure you practice what you are watching. So then in the event something may actually happen, again, you have that one step forward over another person. Also taking, you know, MMA classes or anything like that. So whether it's like jiu-jitsu or Krav Maga or any different defense art, that is a good thing because, again, if somebody starts something in the car and you are trained to fight, you are trained to take them down if you need to. So that's a long thing right there, Lisa. The problem is drivers aren't keeping their doors locked and letting passengers in the car without masks. That is a big problem, yeah. It is going to be up to the driver. Actually, funny thing, let me open up my Uber app right now and show you the email, or is an email that I got. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So if you open up, I don't know if you got this in your app right now, but it's talking about what we're asking riders to help you feel safe. Wear a mask or face cover and sit in the back. We're requiring riders to wear a mask or face cover on every trip to minimize the spread of germs. Additionally, they must sit in the back to maximize space between you and the rider. This means UberX rides will have a maximum of 3 passengers, which we've been talking about before. Confirm they are taking safety steps. So before each ride in the app, we're reminding riders of safety steps to help you feel safe. Open the window, wash or sanitize their hands, sit in the back seat, wear a face cover or mask, and not to ride if they have any related symptoms. And then it says, helping you to hold riders accountable. We're taking steps to hold riders accountable, but need your help to better identify riders who are not following our policies. There are 2 ways to report riders. I'm going, the last one is pretty crazy, but it says, at pickup, if a rider is not wearing a face cover or mask, you can cancel the trip and select no face cover or mask as the cancellation reason. This won't impact your Uber Pro status, and you will receive a cancellation fee for reporting the trip. After the trip, you can rate your ride less than 5 stars and choose no face cover or mask as the reason. So right there, they're pretty much saying it's up to you if you want to enforce this rule or not. And that's part of the problem when they come out and say, we are putting this in place, this is a safety policy for everybody. And in some areas, it's actually, well, one, it's CDC guidelines, so across the entire United States, that is the guidelines that they're coming out with. You can argue if it's a law or not. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, that's one of the crazy things right there. No, you didn't get a message, Lisa. I don't know. They sent it out earlier, so they might be doing it in chunks. But yeah, you can check that out. Whoever doesn't wear a mask on a ride gets a vibrator in the face. Nice. I love it. Matt B, what's going on? But yeah, going back though, I want to know, do you think Uber and Lyft are going to shut down on Friday in California? Or do you think that they're just blowing smoke everyone's butts and kind of trying to make a little issue or something going on? People don't like to follow rules. That's just how life is. Very true. Very true. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like following certain rules, and that's the way it is. When I turn on the Uber app, asked to take a picture without the mask on every day. It's supposed to. All right, but yeah, like I said, Uber and Lyft have one of 4 options, really. One, they could win appeal, and they could resume as is without classifying their drivers. That's one option. So the chance of that happening, though, over the next few days is probably minimal because it's going to take some time for them to get their appeal in. I don't know if they have already. I know that they got the extension in, and that was denied, so it was 10 days still. That was what was on Thursday. So they're probably trying to hustle to get that appeal in. Whether that's going to have any effect on that 10-day period, probably not, at least for the foreseeable future. But again, I don't know exactly what's going to happen in California's court district or court. So that could be up for an option. The second option is they could actually reclassify their drivers as employees and continue fighting this. That's one option. The third option is they really could shut down on August 21st and pretty much stay shut down until they're in the clear. And then the last option is they could just ignore the injunction and operate as is unless certain things get pulled, like insurance, the license to be able to actually operate in said city or state, being in California. So they could just pretty much ignore the injunction for the time being and try to continue on, because they've done that in other past court cases where they've just kind of ignored things and just chose to not follow suit, kind of like AB5. They're like, well, the court is going to have to challenge us in order for us to make any changes, so we're not going to do anything. Then Dara wrote in his op-ed saying, Well, we want a third classification for drivers because the employment laws are outdated and this is a whole new type of work. So they could say, well, we want to do a third classification, but we're not really going to do anything until we have to by law. We're going to push for this. This is what we want, but they don't do anything, even though they have the ability to make these changes. And you saw Uber at least making the changes in California. Lyft didn't make any change. So there is a lot of things there that they still could continue on doing, but they don't. So those are the 4 different options that they could do. They could, like I said, just ignore the injunction, and that's a very real possibility. But again, I think that they're probably going to shut down unless something goes their way where they don't have to reclassify their drivers as employees. Halloween masks. Yeah, there's quite a few different ones there. Lisa, Trickster is apologizing. So something got out of hand. Not sure quite what, but something. You read today they filed appeal. Okay, they did file the appeal. Okay, I haven't read that yet, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to go through the courts anyways. So until a judge looks at it, or until however the appeal court looks at it, it could be before Friday, it could be after Friday, and who knows exactly what's going to happen. So I don't know. You think you should have the option, independent contractor or employee? Yep. I agree. I think that's a good option. If they cease operation in Cali, the riders will have to get used to calling a cab over the phone like the good old days. That is true. I'm actually going to be making a video on if the shutdown is going to be good or bad for Uber and Lyft, and that's going to be tomorrow's video. So I'm going to be recording that in a little bit. I'm going to give my opinions on that in tomorrow's video. So make sure you do watch that, because I'm going to talk about whether it's going to be good or bad for them. Shout out to Matt B. Brian the Explorer, thanks for the super chat. Thank you for the 99-cent super chat. Appreciate it. New motion, new order. There's no third classification. There isn't. That's what they're trying to do. So the Prop 22 is essentially the third classification. That's pretty much what Dar was writing in the op-ed. They're trying to get these the ability for drivers to remain independent contractors, but also receive things like benefits. So that's kind of where it would take both and kind of put them together. I don't know if Prop 22 is exactly that. I sure hope not, because there are some major issues when you look at Prop 22 and you read it in full. There's quite a few issues there, but it's, in my opinion, better than being an employee. But again, that's my opinion. That might not be your opinion. Your opinion is going to be your own, and I don't want to sway you one way or the other, especially if you're voting in November in California, whether you're going to vote for Prop 22 or not. That's your call. I'm never going to say vote this way or not. I'll give you information. You can do what you want with that. If Instacart goes black, that brings a new demographic, elderly. How will they get their food? That's true. They might just do pickup. Instacart, though, is a little bit different because part of their shoppers are already employees. So in-store shoppers are actually employees already. So they could change it over, and they're probably the company that's easiest to make that change. So I could see them making that change quickly. They're probably watching what's happening with Uber and Lyft currently. So if the state goes after them for any reason in the near future, they probably could change things very quickly if they need to. But again, I mean, I can't speak for these companies. I'm just trying to offer different possibilities, what they're going to be doing. You hope you didn't sound like an Uber cheerleader. There's definitely things I wish they'd improve on, but it would suck being an employee. Pat, you're entitled to your own opinion. No problem there. And I don't think you're going to be considered an Uber cheerleader by saying keep it as is. I think it's just you putting out your opinion, and everybody's able to give that. And I pretty much right there with you. I don't want to be an employee. I don't want that at all. And, I just think that there's needs to be some tweaks. And if they tweak things and change things and had the ability to do that, that would be great. There's a lot of different ways they can improve. What's up, Dustin? How's it going? How's everything? Prop 22 is okay as long as not employee. There you go. Yeah. If you look at it, there are some issues with it. It's not the greatest thing. They probably should have tried bringing some drivers in to at least put it together instead of just having these companies kind of write it, because it's definitely in their favor. But, hey, you can't find anything in legal form for Prop 22. Trickster, in my last video that I did, hold on. Let me just double check. I'll pull the link right now for it. Hold on one second. Yeah, because I put the link there. Is this it? Yeah, okay. All right, so that right there, that link, that is Prop 22 in full. That's the 24-page PDF that is written. That's that in full. So that's going to give you all the information. That's not just a little paragraph blurb that they write that's going to be on your ballot come November. That's the full thing right there. So you can check that out. Employee drivers are the same as pool riders. Oh, rideshare source driver. I love it. You got some good zingers. And it's pretty much true. Looks like you forgot to take the cap off the razor. What? What now? Wait, what? Oh. No, I just haven't. I don't know. I just haven't. I've been really busy actually the last few days, last week or so. Really busy. Drink for the lot. Yeah, you can. Go ahead, Trickster. You can. I think one concern would have, though, is what if Uber wins and they take away all the improvements they made in California, like seeing pickup, drop off, and the price of the trip? Essentially, I don't think they're really going to win. I think they're putting in Prop 22 probably because they know they're not going to win, and that's just a way to protect them. Again, the courts, the problem with the courts is it can be different so much. Like, one judge can look at it one way, another judge can look at it a different way, a panel can look at it one way. There's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of layers. California has put a substantial case against Uber and Lyft with their ridiculous amounts of points when it came to the ABC test. They've really nailed it in many different ways. They've looked at it many different ways. You knew a lawsuit was going to come. Chances are it's going to be very difficult for them to argue against it, although they will. But again, like I said, it's going to come down to a lot of different factors. There's a lot of different things, and each court system is going to be different. The way they look at it, what they rate, where they're going, the appeals on top of that. This isn't going to be a one and done thing. This is going to go on and on and on for probably a while until maybe Prop 22, if it gets voted yes and the proposition becomes a law. It's going to take time for that. So there could be a lot of things. At that point, California may just drop the suit. I don't really know. That's all going to be news that's going to be happening, coming out. So there's a lot of different things. Hey, Thomas, what's going on? California sucks, yes. For anybody who lives there, if you like it, I'm sorry. There's a lot of issues. But there's a lot of issues in New York State, and I'll say that all day long. And that's where I live. So I hate this state. You think employees want cheese and food stamps? That's about it. That's all about, yep. Agreed. All that facial hair. Come on. I'll be cutting it soon. Shush. No problem, Trickster. Uber and Lyft. If Uber and Lyft paid drivers like in the beginning, AB5 law would not have come into existence. 100%. I agree right there, Brian. I agree 100%. Yeah, that's. I'm a hairy lumberjack now. Let me go get my axe. Cut down a tree. Chelsea's right there, by the way. I don't want the flannel. Put my face on. You know what? If I could become the new face of Bounty, I'll do that. I'll be the face of Bounty. Hey, Bounty, if you're watching, I don't know why you would, but Thursday Uber stock in Dollar Tree, everything $1. You know, it'd be a good time to try and short them. Don't take that as yeah, right there. Thomas, you're right. California is a beautiful state ran by dirty pirate hookers. I've been to California. It is beautiful. You know, I've been to Death Valley. I've been to certain parts of the state. It's very beautiful there. The only problem is, yeah, it's really bad policies. You second that? You hate it here too, Lisa? Yeah, there's a lot of issues. We're making $1.11 a mile now on UberEATS. Where's that, Sniper King? What market are you in? Oh, Seattle. Okay. Seattle's watching what's happening in California. Yeah, actually, I'm going to be making a video on that too about the minimum wage in Seattle for January 1st. Going to hurt a lot of drivers. Drivers like you going to quit. Okay, what, Sniper King? Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. Why do you think it's going to hurt drivers for you? Because that's pretty much all you can make, or is that going to be the minimum? And if you make anything more per hour, let me know what your thoughts are on that, because I really want to know. But I am going to be making a video on what's happening in Seattle as well, because that's another thing that's happening, is that they're looking at putting in a minimum wage. And there's a lot more to it than just the $16.35 minimum wage. But that's looking like it's going to be happening January 1st. So, yeah, let me know on that. Newsom is a demon. So is Cuomo in Florida. Ajay. I hope I didn't say that wrong, but I'm sorry. If you're asking if they're shutting down in Florida, no, they're not. This is only in California. I was just asking if people think it's actually going to happen. Because it's supposed to be happening this Friday, that they're going to shut down in the event that they do have to reclassify their drivers as employees. This is only in the state of California. This is not anywhere else, so it'll be just pretty much business as is for any of the other 49 states that Uber is operating in, and so is Lyft. And then the only other thing is that UberEATS will continue operating in California, at least for the foreseeable future. There could be a lawsuit brought against them. This is only talking about rideshare, so they're differentiating between being rideshare versus food delivery. So UberEATS will continue on, no problem. The only difference is Uber and Lyft as rideshare, that could potentially shut down in California on this Friday, August 21st. That's all you can make. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a real issue if that's what's going to happen. Because if it was just a minimum of $16.35, but you could still make upwards of $40 an hour, that'd be great. So that's yeah, if that's the case, that's a problem. I mean, the only thing is, what are they throwing in though with, think they're doing something with mileage. They're doing something with, they're including expenses in that. Is that the $16.35? Because I thought when I read it, it was in addition to that. I have to read a little bit more. So let me know with that too, please. Mark Caesar, how would hourly rate work? Would drivers drive the minimum they need each hour? Yeah, that's a good point. Is it going to be something where you're on, and then from that moment they're going to just divide it by that time frame for the hours that you've worked? Are they going to do scheduled shifts, something where you go on and you pick what times you want to drive at? That brings up a good point on what's going to happen. I mean, Mark, potentially, I mean, I can't answer that, but potentially what they could do, they could just, when you're logged in and off, that would be the time frame that you would do it. I don't know if they would have to go to scheduled shifts, but it is possible. You drive in California, Steven? Good luck. Good luck in a few days. Yeah. Do you do UberEATS? Because you'll be okay if that's the case. At least for doing UberEATS. Doing rideshare, that's still up in the air if they are going to pull the plug in California. Donnie, what's going on? Donnie, I'm still working on the video. I'm doing something I've never done before. So it's a lot more in depth than I thought, and there's a lot more to it. I'm working on it as I can. So I haven't forgot about the video. I'm not like not doing it. Like I said, it's just a whole brand new video from what I've ever done before. So it's just a whole learning curve and trying to learn it all. So it'll at least look somewhat decent when it comes out. So Donnie, it is coming. Don't worry. It's going to be a shit show. It's going to be funny. I think it's going to be funny. I hope you guys think it's funny when I do release it. I'm hoping to have it done before the end of the week. Hoping. Running on a lot of different things right now. Just been really, really busy with a lot of things. So hopefully I'll be able to get that done. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys will like it. All Cali drivers should max out at 5x till the 20th. Wow, that would be something. That would be something, yeah. How about that $2 ride? Now 5x is $10 ride that you're getting. What's up, Steve? Misson Uber, Rideshare Trickster, Go Donnie, Rideshare Lisa, Uberman Tampa. Anybody else in the chat that has channels? You know, if you haven't checked out these channels, go check them out. Really good stuff. Donnie, a lot of fun with him. A lot of crazy stuff he does. Some of the crazy editing he does in his videos. So that is funny. Misson Uber, he does trivia when it comes to Uber and Lyft rides. Really cool. He's got a lot of stuff. He's also local. Him and I have gotten together, done a couple videos, so hopefully we'll be collabing soon too. Uber in Tampa's got a lot of good videos, and he's doing trivia now on Sundays, which is pretty cool. Lisa, got to get back at doing some videos too. You have some good support going on the channel. Good job. Like the salty disposition has something to do. No, you know, it's I don't know. Just put up 7 tips to make money. There you go. I didn't see that yet. So Uberman Tampa just put up a video on 7 tips to make money. Probably not necessarily in the Uber and Lyft arena, but maybe. I don't know. Donnie's off the map. DR is great late night. Yeah, Darko runs good. I love his live streams. Actually, the video he just posted with Harry, Rideshare Guy, and Dara doing the interview with the crickets and the song, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Oh, man. Huh? Yeah, watch it if you haven't. Steve, thanks for saying you love the channel. Thank you very much. You have videos you and Steve did on the playlist for fun driver videos. Okay, nice. But you got to make some, too. It's about gig work. Okay, everyone needs to watch tip 1. All right, so yes, everybody, go check out Uberman's After Live, which will be ending very soon because I do have to record tomorrow's video. Go check out Uberman Tampa's video on 7 different tips to make money and really pay attention to tip number 1. But check out all 7 because there might be some information in there that you may not know about or whatever. So don't just watch one, watch them all. See what tips he has out there for you. Actually did a Florida man video, got 2 thumbs down from people who were pissed. It happens. You're going to get thumbs down. Unfortunately, it happens. The larger your channel gets, the more trolls you're going to get. Sometimes it's fun to mess with them. It's money and safety tips. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, check that out. Hey, Uberman Tampa, if you want to post a link to that video in here, you can go ahead and do that. Tip number 1 involves a pole and a cheese string. Oh man, love it. Oh yeah, that's great. So again, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think Uber and Lyft are going to shut down California? Do you think they're gonna just continue operating, or do you think they're going to somehow manage to change the drivers to employees to continue operating? What do you think? Let me know. Stream Elements bot, you're on the wrong channel right now. Did the first Florida man Uberman Tampa. I gotta check it out. I don't think I've seen that one yet, Donnie. All right, so there's the link right there. I'm gonna copy and paste that too. So when I do end in a little bit, and Tampa video on 7 tips. Check it out here. All right, so I will hit that in a little bit. So when I do end this, everybody go check that out, because that's going to be probably pretty good info that, whether you know it or not, it's a good refresher. Or if you didn't know some of the tips, it's definitely good. He said watch tip number 1, pay attention to that. But again, check out all 7, because you never know if it's something you're missing. Trickster, thank you. Thanks for the dollar super chat. Thank you. I like that 100%. Include a black light to light up bras and Benz logos. Yep, those are cool. Getting the projection lights and things like that. Those are always good. People are going to be pissed come Friday. Most passengers pickup don't know Uber plans to shut down. Yeah, that could be very well. A lot of people might not know that. I'm sure they're probably going to be putting out an email very soon. But that is going to be a video that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days. Actually, no, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is, if Uber and Lyft shut down, will it hurt them or help them? That's a video that's coming out tomorrow. And then I got this Chicken Man challenge that I'm working on in a couple of days. Completely different video. There's a couple people that know about kind of what I'm doing, but it's completely different from what I've been doing. But it's going to be really funny. So that's hopefully coming out at the end of the week at some point. Just learning everything right here. Never did it before, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Uber and Tampa, you don't think they'll shut down, but maybe we'll see. Possible, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really think they're going to. I mean, I could be wrong. It's possible. I'm not going to deny it. But yeah, I mean, one of the big things, if passengers don't know that's coming, that could be a real rude awakening on Friday if they don't put out some sort of notification or email or anything. So I'm surprised they actually haven't done that yet, whether it's an email pushed out to everybody, whether it's a push notification from the app itself, or for people who are actually using the app more daily or something like that, that they haven't seen that yet. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Love you too, and love you and Chelsea. Let her know Victoria and I say hi. Okay, Trickster and Victoria say hi. She said hello. She's right here.
I'm not watching.
Oh, you're not? You're just listening? Shopping? Oh. Oh, okay. Gotcha. It happened in hurricane time. They shut down the app for 5 days. Everybody went to Lyft. Well, Uber and Lyft are both saying that they're going to shut down, so that could be something. You had a passenger 2 nights ago cussed you out when told them Uber may shut down. Wow. I don't know why they would cuss you out. That's just not, that's ridiculous right there. Got the video for that. I'd love to see that. Maybe throw it up on the channel. No, I mean, if you send that, that's cool. If not, but that's crazy. I mean, they shouldn't be cussing out you because you're the driver. That's an Uber and Lyft decision. And that's one of the problems that Uber and Lyft have done when it comes to pitting drivers and riders against each other. It's a real problem there. Yeah, passengers are going to revolt. Yeah, it could be a real problem. I mean, especially people who are relying on that. I mean, I made that video a couple days ago about they possibly could be shutting down California. Quite a few passengers who watched that video said that they hope that that doesn't happen because they rely on that transportation to get to and from work. They feel safer because it's not a bus, so there's not a lot of people on it. They feel safer because it's only the driver and there's a lot of cleanliness involved when it comes down to it. The masks and everything. So a lot of people could be wondering what's happening and hoping that's not the case. So, you could blame the state of California, you could blame the judge, you could blame Uber and Lyft. So there's a lot of people there. You're a driver, not the owner. Exactly. It's bull. You know what? I think you do have it on video. Need to learn how to blur out the faces. Matt, if you posted it to me or if you sent it to me, all you got to do is say blur out the faces, and that's something I'll do in production. That's fine. I mean, you don't have to. You could learn it on the app. Also, if you uploaded it to your own channel or something like that, YouTube has a function that you can blur out faces. It'll do it itself. So that is one thing. And then depending on what program you might have for editing, you can go on YouTube and find out how to blur out faces. But if you were, like I said, to send the video, all you got to do is just say, hey, blur out the faces, poof, blurred out. So that's, again, up to you. You bet Dara will have diarrhea the 20th. Yep, it's possible. I'm sure he's probably already. Although, hey, who knows? He just might be like, I'm just waiting to cash out, and that's it. So who knows? He started yelling, what the you mean to tell me I have to get a car? Ooh. Dang. Yeah, that's not cool. That's crazy. Matt, sorry to hear. I mean, unfortunately, that's part of the problem. I mean, it's the same thing with you go to McDonald's or Five Guys or any of these places and you try to go for an order and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have that anymore. And then the customer cusses out the employee. Well, it's not the employee's fault for that. It's either the decision they made at the store, either maybe they sold out of that, whatever it might be. It's not their fault. Unfortunately, people are off the cuff like that way too much. Lisa, if you join tomorrow, I'll give a spotlight. There you go. So Lisa, Trickster's really sorry and he wants to make it up to you. I don't know what happened. Something did. But Lisa, Trickster is very sorry. Dora is diarrhea. That's true. Every time he shifts too in his interviews, it looks like he was trying to clench a little bit. Breaking news, 300 Pizza Hut are closing. Yes, Pizza Hut is closing. Pizza Hut already closed in our area. I don't know if you heard that, but pizza in Buffalo is really good. Pizza Hut in Buffalo, so is Papa John's, so is Domino's, so is all the other crappy pizza chains. We have really good pizza here. New York pizza is really good. Chicago pizza is really good. So luckily Buffalo is kind of in between. We got the nice big slice, thick crust. So we're kind of in the best of both worlds. So that's like Buffalo, you could say, is the third classification between, let's say, New York City is an employee because pretty much they're employees there. And then Chicago would be independent contractor. We're kind of the best of both worlds. Although, Prop 22, not necessarily that great. Steinmart's closing too. Ooh, didn't hear that. What's the other one? There's another one that's closing. Pier 1, I think, is closing. There's going to be a lot of stores that are going to be closing over the next good 6 months. You're going to see a lot of stores really closing. A very unfortunate thing. Yeah, Pier 1's nice. The only people you have to blame are the people that is trying to get paid and sit in the bum to sit in the bum lot. Yeah. And the people that are not getting rides because they're not sitting in the wrong place. Yeah, there's, you're right. It's a very small portion of drivers. The majority of drivers don't want to be employees. They just don't. So part of it is, I'm sure that California is looking at this and saying, oh, we're going to make a lot of money in tax money So they're looking at this really intently. And because they're so far in debt, because they don't know how to handle money, they don't know how to handle their state, they are horrible at policymakers and should probably vote everybody out. That's my opinion. You know, they're fiscally irresponsible, and anybody living in the state probably should leave. Maybe that'll send a message to them. I mean, I can't say leave, but you know what I mean. Yeah, hey, that's cool, Matt. Yeah. And if you do send it, or if you're able to, just email me or something. Let me know, and then you can either do it through Dropbox or through Google Drive. And just let me know that you sent it over. Do rideshare drivers in Puerto Rico want to be employees or independent contractors? I don't know. I can't speak for anybody in Puerto Rico. If anybody is watching in Puerto Rico, what's the consensus? Do you want to be drivers that are employees or independent contractors? I'm not quite sure. You miss coming out there. Well, what are you doing, Lisa? It's only 2 hours away. You surely can. We're still getting quests. We're still getting bonuses. We're still getting surge. Quite a bit of it, actually. Let me see. Let's see what it looks like right now. Ah, dang it. Hold on, let me reload it. It might have gone away for a second. Or it actually might be off. I mean, schools are just getting back, so... Oh, no, there's a lot of surge. Here we go. That's the surge map right now in my area. $5 is the highest. Schools are getting back in session, so they might want to use Uber and Lyft. Puerto Rico is USA. You know, I know that. I just don't know if certain drivers in certain areas want different things. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty much up to each driver. I think the vast majority of drivers want to stay as is, or, you know, tweak certain things, at least in terms of how Uber and Lyft operate, how they treat drivers, you know, safety things. There can be different tweaks and things there. But, I mean, a certain area, I don't know. Still have to get the car fixed? Well, what are you waiting for? Come on, Lisa. Get it fixed. I know, I do have to get it fixed. It will be fixed very soon. I actually can't wait to... hope to see tomorrow. Possibly, I might try to. I'll try to get on at some point, John. I'm not sure. Just, you know, everything's kind of up in the air right now in terms of a lot of different things. So just trying to take it pretty much hour by hour at the moment. No Uber for school kids. Well, I'm not talking about high school. I'm talking about colleges. Colleges are back. They're starting to come back in. So Buff State and UB, I think, just started earlier. So I haven't heard any restrictions on anybody over 18. It's pretty much their choice if they want to use the services or not. In Syracuse, you have a liquor store on every corner. Buffalo has a pizza shop on it. Yes. And if you look properly in the certain parts of the city, you have a corner bar on every corner too. Sometimes the corner bar is in the middle of in the middle of the block, but there's a lot of bars too. And some of them are just old houses that, if you look right, they have the sign and they're a good bar. They're dumb. All right. Yeah, you don't do college kids either. The ruck of the rating, and they don't tip. That is true. And they usually try to fit more people in than what's allowed. That's why I get that all the time. So, yeah, college kids are not necessarily the best to take, but it does increase demand, so it's not too bad. And, yeah, Chicago, same block, liquor store, and church. Nice. Speaking of Chicago, one of the I'm actually making Chicago deep dish tomorrow, on Wednesday for dinner, and it's funny because I was just looking up a picture from when I was at Geno's, just to kind of try to match it, because when I was in Chicago, I went to Geno's, and wow, their pizza was great. I don't know if there's better pizza than Geno's. probably know, but yeah, that was pretty good. So if you're ever in Chicago, anybody, Gino's is good. If you're ever in Buffalo, Picasso's is great. And then New York City is pretty much everywhere. No amount of money is worth getting fired for. No. Or getting in trouble for, taking the liability on. Any of that stuff. Not worth it. So hopefully that's one of your tips. If not, that's a bonus tip. All right, but yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up now. Look for tomorrow's video, which is going to be talking about if Uber and Lyft actually shut down. Will that really hurt them or help them when it comes to their business, when it comes to Prop 22? That's tomorrow's video, so check that out. I'm going to be doing a whole different type of video, still rideshare related, but also going with Donnie's Chicken Man Challenge, which hopefully you guys will find really funny because it's something that I do want to implement into the channel as just something fun and a little bit different. Again, still rideshare related though. Going to be calling scammers on Wednesday, so if you want to watch that, we're going to be doing the live stream probably starting around 5:30. If you want to check that out, yeah, the Stream Elements bot is still on that channel. I forgot to update it from last stream, so that's why you're seeing that stuff. But yeah, if you want to check that out, and then we're also going to be uploading the content from the live streams onto our other channel, Scammer Jammer. So if you want to check that out, go over there, subscribe. We're going to condense down the calls, edit them out, and it's going to be really funny. We have a lot of really funny videos that are coming out. Some of the live streams are unlisted, so you won't be able to go back. There's a couple that are still listed, so you can go back if you want. But that content is going to go on the other channel, so you can check that out. Hit that subscribe, and we're going to be pumping out videos on there, which is going to be a lot of fun. Any last other things that I need to say? Oh, yeah. Rideshare Trickster is doing a live stream tomorrow at 5, I believe he said. The only difference is that's 5 LA time or Pacific time, so it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just depending on where you are. He's dropped the link a couple of times. If you scroll back, it's about, 8-10 up, so you can check that out. And then, Travis cashed out. Interesting. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Does the shutdown matter to Klinik, or is he fully cashed out? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I didn't pay attention, so yeah, I'll have to check out. Well, I mean, there's so many people cashing out. I don't even remember who has cashed out, who hasn't, who's putting money in. I mean, who knows if they actually do shut down, or these things make a hit in Uber and Lyft world. May want to look at shorting the stock. That's your call. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just something I might ponder. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet or not, but it's something I might ponder. Just saying. And then also, last thing, right here is a link to Uberman Tampa's video on 7 tips for, making some money. Check that out. He just posted a little bit ago. So I'm going to probably go head that over there after I record my video, so I can see what's going on. And other than that, have a great night. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.